some good products to share with you today. I am going to be going over my favorite products for the month of February. January, I didn't try too many new products because I was out of the country for most of it, but February, there have been a plethora of new launches that I'm excited to share with you, and I have some not new launches of just products that I have been loving and wearing lately. First, a little bit of housekeeping. Love Language collection that I did with ODENS. If you missed it, launched a collection with them earlier this month. The bundles right now are sold out, so thank you. But right now, if you want, you can pre-order the entire bundle, and as soon as they come in, it will be shipped out to you. And then as far as the lips, which ended up going over so well, I'm so happy. I was worried that you guys weren't gonna get it, but you guys are getting it. The lips are just too good. So a couple of those are sold out, but there still, I think, is 3 shades available as well. Again, the units available right now are shrinking before the next order comes in. Right now, I'm wearing Snuggle as my lip gloss for this nude lip, and Snuggle is still available, and it is a good one. It's the perfect, like, neutral sheer gold gloss that goes amazing with a brown lip liner for a bolder eye and a nude lip. So that's what I'm wearing. I'll go over my tutorial and stuff at the end of the video because I want to get into the other products that I've been loving because I've talked about that enough. But I did just want to let y'all know that you can now pre-order the bundle, which will include the, by far, most popular lip shade, Kisses, and then also Love Language, which is also sold out. So that's available for you to check out if you want. So this first set of products I fell in love with actually because of this launch that I did with ODENS Eye, because when I was creating looks that I was going to show you guys, I wanted my base to be perfect, to be really smooth, to be full coverage, to pick up well on camera. And so I went for these 2 products, and since then I am back on this duo. I haven't been able to put down the Makeup by Mario foundation and concealer. So we have the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation. I use the shade 8N. Now this is not for the faint of heart. This is not for the natural girl. This is like a pretty thick layer of foundation and really nice coverage. It has more of a soft matte finish to it. It's not natural whatsoever. I mean, it is a pretty full coverage foundation, but I just feel like it makes my skin look so smooth, and this foundation picks up beautifully on camera. So that is why I've fallen in love with this. So lately, anytime I know I kind of want my base to look good, I want something reliable, I want something that's going to last a long time, I have been loving this. And my skin has been exceptionally dry the last couple of weeks, and this has handled my dry patches really, really well. I think this foundation would also be very good for oily skin, so been loving that. The duo here is, of course, also the Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer. I have the shade 200. This also, it's very thin, but I think it gives a good amount of coverage for how thin it is. It sets. It's a little bit of a drier concealer, but I don't find that it looks dry, especially if I set it properly, if I prep properly, if I have a little bit of eyeshadow on my lower lash line. Then I feel like this really sets out and does not crease. Again, it's more on the perfecting side. It's far from the natural side, but this combination is just so good. I think my skin looks so good. I'm like looking over at my monitor right now and I'm like, I'm feeling myself. So that's how I know it's a good product. And so I've reached for those 2 a lot. If you struggled finding a shade match with that line, I know that they did just add some neutral undertones to the line, so they might have a better shade for you now. My tummy is grumbling. I'm hungry. It's 2 o'clock. I should be hungry. Okay, next up. Okay, these next like 3 products I've talked a lot about in their most recent videos that I've done, so I'm gonna like be lickety split with these. Rare Beauty Liquid Contour. It's everything that I thought it would be. It's everything that I wanted it to be. It blends out so silky beautiful, but it's not quite as pigmented as the blushes, which I think makes it much easier to work with, especially for a bronzer style product. You don't want it too pigmented. And for my skin tone, the shade Mellow is just the perfect subtle bit of depth to the face without being too dark. It's not too warm. It's the perfect in between bronzer and contour color, and it's super easy to work out. So they did a phenomenal job with this launch. The only thing that I don't like, I wish it had a flat top, because I do like half my face at a time because I don't want it to look splotchy, and I just want to like set it down without getting more product on the doe foot. That might be a personal problem here, but love that product. That's been my go-to cream liquid bronze style product. And these next two, they're newer to my collection, so I don't want to put them in my favorites this month because I'll be honest, I haven't used them all month. But you know when you just know. When there's just a product that you love so much that it's, you know, it's going to be in your favorites, so you might as well add it. They're both blushes. I may be sick of blush launches, but I clearly have no problems wanting to try them. So first, I'm loving the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewy Flushes. And by the way that they were marketing them, I thought that these were going to be patchy when you apply it with a more fuller coverage foundation, because they say this is like a skincare hybrid. It's not really a blush. It's like a tinted serum. So I was like, that sounds like it's gonna break up my foundation. But it looked beautiful over a skin tint. So I was like, okay, this is great for natural days. But I wanted to test it to its limits, and I put it over a full coverage foundation and nothing broke up with it. It looked really glowy. It looked really healthy. It looks a bit odd over a matte foundation. Like, I don't love it with my foundation that I did today, but I'm wearing a matte full coverage foundation and it didn't break anything up. It looks really healthy. It looks really plump. It looks really juicy. It's a nice sheer blush as well. You can build it up, but for somebody who can be a little heavy-handed with blush at times, this gives off the perfect, most natural, juicy amounts of pigment. So I have been shocked by these. I think that these are so good. And you know, I really do love that juicy, plump look to the cheek, and these achieve that. But on the complete opposite side of those, I've also been loving the Rare Beauty Matte Bouncy blushes. So I picked up 2 shades. They had like a limited 48-hour release, so I grabbed those up. So I have Truth and Hope, which I used today. This is actually not a style of product that I love for blush, so I kind of thought I would buy it and then review it and then forget about it, but these are actually amazing, super customizable, super easy to use. So they are that soft putty kind of formulation, but they have a lot of pigment that can be built up. I do have to use a lighter hand, but I don't mind that because it blends out and softens so easily. It has almost like a matte blurred effect on the cheek. It's that putty, cloud-like, soft formulation, and you can build it up to super, super deep if you want, and just kind of blurs right into the skin, becomes one with foundation. So even though I don't like putty style blushes, I love these. I mean, these are everything I would want in a putty style blush, to the point that I actually like this style of product because of this. It just soaks into the skin and becomes so blurred with your foundation with ease. And if you have oily skin, this would be a really good option if you find that liquid or cream blushes kind of slip and slide on your face. This is how you can kind of get away with it. And then powder blushes. Now this one I've been talking about for a while, so this has been on my mind to add in this video. The YSL Make Me Blush powder blushes with the gorgeous packaging. I know they're expensive. I know you don't need to spend this amount of money for a blush, but I can tell you, I personally don't regret spending this kind of money on the blush because these are super duper silky. These are a great formula to set liquid and cream blushes as well because of the way they glide over the cheeks. They don't get caught on even cream or liquid products, but of course you don't need to use it to set over liquid and cream blush. It's just as stunning and silky on their own. I love the shades that I bought. Super customizable amount of pigment. You can get a lot, you can get a little. Overall, a stunning luxury blush formulation. Of course, you know, when you're diving into the luxury market, you're paying an up price for the name, for the packaging. It truly is a luxury to purchase that, you know? But this is one where I felt like they lived up to that luxury price point. I have a brow product that I never thought in a million years would end up being a favorite of mine, but it is just too good. It's Benefit's newest Mighty Fine Brow Pen, and it's one of those markers, which I don't even like brow markers, that are 3 little prongs here, and they had launched a product like this earlier in the year or last year, and it was terrible. Like no ink came out. So I think they redid it and they did an amazing job. As somebody who doesn't even like brow markers, there's something about the strokes that this adds to my brows that makes it look really, really natural, like true hair-like strokes. And I also think if you're somebody that needs to fake the brows in the center here, this is phenomenal for making those brow hairs, you know what I'm talking about, in the center here. Doesn't deposit too much color, doesn't deposit too little color. Everything about this is randomly perfect, and I don't like products like these, and I thought something like this would be difficult to use, but it's stunning, especially when paired with the Rare Beauty eyebrow gel. Just the way that spoolie lays down the hairs, this can kind of fill in the gaps between there. So that's a phenomenal brow product from Benefit. Moving on to a couple of lip products that I have. This is probably my new go-to lip liner when I just need a little bit of shading behind my lips. From Lisa Eldridge, this is the Sculpt and Shade in the shade 0N. And it literally is just the perfect contoury background to any lip color. You can use this kind of on the outskirts of the lips, and then you can put in a lip liner and a lip color, or you can use this as a lip liner, which is what I did today. Because of the tone of this, the versatility of this with colors that you can wear it with are honestly endless. You can pair this with anything up to red, purple, blue. It's gonna look good with this, even on the lips. It's a beautifully smooth application, very, very easy to use, and just the perfect tone. And I talked about this a little bit on my live last week. Sorry, one of my hairs fell out. But Pat McGrath Contour is no longer able to be purchased, potentially because they have to reformulate it due to some laws changing for formulas in Europe. I don't know, that's what you guys told me. But I was like, because my contour, where is it? I think it's in a purse, is like yay big. And I'm like freaking out about it. So this is my substitute for that, and it's pretty dang good. I think I prefer Pat McGrath a little bit more, but this is sufficing. Love this. And then I discovered these, not a new product, but I think they launched new shades of the Too Faced Pillow Balms. But these were new to me when I tried them, and they are phenomenal. I swatched the shades Original, Pink Pineapple Kiss, and Juicy Watermelon Kiss. These are my three favorites. The one that I've been using the most is Pink Pineapple Kiss. It's the perfect everyday pink with just a super natural lip liner for a natural lip. These are very hydrating to the lips. They really feel like a liquid lip balm. They're not very super like glossy, but they aren't advertised as a lip gloss. These just give the perfect sheer level of color while also hydrating the lips. They're super comfortable, super silky, and I've been reaching for these a lot. This is a great everyday lip product, and you can get a good amount of color. Like this Juicy Watermelon Kiss gives me the perfect summery, vibrant lips. Okay, I have one skincare product that literally saved me this month. I don't know how else to put it, but it wasn't even really for my face. My hands, this has never happened to me before, were flaking. The back of them, they were rough, like lizard skin, and I felt like I could see like little lesions almost on the back of my hand. And I'm a serial WebMD self-diagnoser. So I was Googling what skin disease I had because I couldn't get it to go away. I had lotion for a couple weeks. And then finally, I always have this sitting out on my counter for dry patches on my face. And so I finally was like, oh my gosh, wait, let me try this on the back of my hand. I kid you not, one application the next day, all gone. All back to normal. I'm being so 100% serious right now. It solved my 2-week problem overnight. It's the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Overnight Rehydrating Mask. I should have known because Kiehl's does no wrong. It's a thicker consistency. I mean, I don't love the feeling of it on the back of my hands, but it gets the dry patches gone overnight, and it's great for face as well. This is kind of my SOS product when nothing else works. This comes and saves the day. If you suffer from dry skin, whether it be right here or certain parts of your body in the winter, cannot recommend this product enough. And then I have a fragrance that I have been really enjoying. I wanted to share it because I don't hear too many people talk about it. I am not a sophisticated perfume person. I like to smell like a cupcake. Very juvenile. I'm okay with a cheap perfume. But I've been loving this Philosophy Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere. Let me look up the notes for you. It's a vanilla scent, which is my favorite kind of scent. So the fragrance notes on their website are tangerine, vanilla bean, and musk. I don't think it smells too musky because I'm not a musky fan. Like maybe a hint, but I think the particularly vanilla is the most overwhelming note here. I don't know if I can smell the tangerine, but I don't have the nose for that. Like I said, I'm very unsophisticated when it comes to fragrance, but I just love the way this smells. And that's all I can really say to review fragrances. I just love the way it smells. And if you, the reason I talk about fragrance, even though I'm like trash at it, I don't want you to buy it. I just want you to get the recognition. And if you happen to be in Sephora, give it a smell, because it smells good. Okay. That's it for my favorites for the month. I am going to quickly go over what I did to get today's look. For those of you who have gotten your palettes, because I know some of you guys are DMing me, I'm so excited. Sorry, I did not know shipping was going to take as long as it did. Very, very apologetic about that. But I'm happy to see that you guys are getting your stuff in. So for today's look, I used First Service All Over as my base color that I like to do, just to make everything nice and seamless to blend. And then I used Affirmation. This is like my favorite shade in terms of just starting off any look. And I focused that first on the outer corner of the eye, and then I blended it up higher towards my crease. And then I used Date Night, the dark eggplant shade, and I focused that a little bit lower in my crease and outer corner just to get a little bit of depth. I also ran that along my lower lash line with a pencil brush. I had a little bit of black liner in my waterline. I've been saying this, but if I could have had a 17th shade in this palette, it would be black. But I didn't want to waste precious real estate for a shadow that you probably already have in your collection. Not that you don't have some of these, but you know what I'm saying. I didn't want to waste one of my choices on a black, but the black did go really well with this look. And then I used Gifts, and I don't normally wet my brush or use glitter glue, but I did today because I already had my face makeup done. But I used my finger, sprayed a little bit of setting spray with Gifts, and I literally put that all over my eyelid. I just wanted it to be purple, and we got that with Daydream. I think this is so stunning. It's such a simple look. Oh, and a little bit of Touch, the best inner corner highlight as well. This shade is just so silky. I feel silly, like, continuing to go on and on about my palette. And yeah, that was my look with liner and lashes. And then for lips right now, I have on Lisa Eldridge 0N, and then Snuggle, which I think is an underappreciated shade in this collection. It's one of my favorite, it's a nude gloss. It has a unique undertone to it, which I think might be turning some people off, because I think sometimes like on application it almost looks yellow, but it gets spread out and it becomes the prettiest nude gloss that is pretty neutral when paired with a neutral lip liner to go with really any look. If you especially like brown eyeshadows, this light brown taupey lip liner and a brown eyeshadow is gorgeous. So I think that's it. Yeah, just remember, I know a lot of you guys were like, where the F is Kisses? Is it coming back? It will be coming back. And you can pre-order just the bundle for right now, unless that's changed. But they're coming, I promise. And I was so happy to hear that you guys are loving Kisses. That's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending time with me. And of course, thank you guys for supporting my collection. This has truly been a dream. I was really nervous about everything, but everything seems to have gone over really well. And I'm just so grateful for that. So make sure you guys like this video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you join us, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.
It's delicious.